What's going on, guys? My name is Emin from JERMUK, and I'm here to show you guys another tutorial on how to sidechain your bass to the kick, how to get like a clean relationship from the two. So first I'll just preview the song and then we'll go into the tutorial. Okay, so that was just a soloed kick in the bass. So as you guys heard, there was no real phasing going on, no clashing. Everything has its space. The kick hits and then the bass swoops on in, and then bass goes away, kick comes back. It's basically how you want when you have a big, like a giant kick like this taking up a lot of space. You can't really have a bass taking up the same space at the same time. So you gotta sidechain them, make them sound clean, get them out of the way of each other. So here's the kick. Pretty standard, like regular progressive house type of kick. Pretty sure it's like a few kicks sampled, and then finally get this final sound. To get it to sound like this, which mostly I just sample like the body of a regular kick, and then just add on a few top kicks on top of it, maybe some reverb, some hi-hats, whatever, to make it sound a little bit different and to make it punch through more. But for this track, there was a few layers here that I bounced into one audio track, and then I still added another top kick on top of that. And then here is just a ghost kick. Could have used this one, but I didn't want the first two white noise crashes to be sidechained, so I made a new one and then took those out. So that's the kick. Now if you look at the kick, you can see that it's every fourth it hits and every eighth it's gone. So halfway it's gone, and then the next one comes, next one. So my sub bass should basically be the opposite of that. It should be gone in this area and then full volume here. That's like the best way to do it, so that this sub is hitting at this part and then the bass is coming in here. So if we solo the bass and I open up the LFO tool, so this is the same thing, right? This whole thing is a fourth. The LFO tool is on 1/4. So this is an eighth. This is halfway. There is no volume here. It's all shut off, and then it's kind of fades in, and then you have full volume here, and then it kind of just goes back down. So right here, so the black lines means that's what it was regularly before you applied any LFO tool, and then this colored one means what effect the LFO tool has. So there's no volume, and then it's getting louder and louder, and then it's full volume. And then if I check the bass and the thing together, so here's this. They're not in the way of each other. The kick hits, and then the bass comes, and then the kick hits, and then the bass comes. This thing is kind of out of phase. Whatever. So you can see that the kick hits, and then the bass, kick hits, and then the bass. If you want to see the very simple, I think it's just a sine, yeah, just a sine wave, and then another sine wave, an octave higher, lower volume. So it sounds like this. Basically just two clean sines on top of each other, an octave apart. I have a Decapitator on here, which is a distortion plugin, which gives it harmonics. So with that, it sounds like this. So makes it more powerful, makes it stand out more in the mix, sounds a lot better. Highly recommend this plugin, one of the best plugins I have. Any Sound Toys plugins, they're all really good. I just have a gain here, so take it up by 7 dB, and then an EQ. I don't think I use the EQ, yeah. So initially I put an EQ on there, but then I deactivated it because I didn't really need it. There was not enough harmonics. So sounds like kind of like this. I mean, doesn't really change the sound. I liked it better without it. Turned it off, left it. So that's the sub bass. Here's the top bass. Sounds like this. Doesn't sound great on its own. Sounds weird. It's kind of stupid. But in the mix, in the song, on top of the sub bass, it fits. It works. It's usually how they go. You want like that fuzzy type of top bass. So I have two of them. I have a wide one, and then I have a mono layer. Pretty simple. Just a saw and then some kind of pulse. No distortion, no nothing is going on. Just a few other saws, detuned a little bit to give it that fuzzy feeling. And then the mono one, it's just a clean saw. No retrig is on, no detune, just to give it some drive in the middle on the top, and then I have a decapitator on it and an EQ to get rid of the high end and the low end. So I don't want low end because my sub bass already has it, and I don't need high end because my leads are going to take care of that. And then I think they did the same thing here. Yeah, I took off even more low end because this is the wide one, so I don't want any low end almost. And then same thing with the high, my leads will take care of it. And then just a sausage fanner to fatten it up a little bit, and then I lower the volume a little. Probably too loud. And then here's a group. They're grouped together. I have this isotope. I think it's an imager. Yeah, it's doing nothing. Nothing is even, I have no idea what this is for. I can just delete it. I have an OTT. Ableton has its own OTT, but for some reason I keep using this one. I keep using the X-Fer one. I don't know why. But 50% depth, pretty much all I changed. Another EQ just to make sure low end is gone, high end is also gone. Pro L to just squash it. So it sounds like. So getting about -4, -3 to -4 dB of gain reduction to just squash it a little bit more. And then an LFO tool. So this one is similar to the sub bass one. So this is what the sub bass one looks like. Completely gone and then swoops in. This one, it's kind of fading in from the beginning. Because there's not much low end, it's not going to clash, it's not going to phase with the kick. So I want it to kind of come in sooner so that the illusion of a bass is present for a longer time. If you just have it like this, then when you listen to the song, it's going to feel like the bass is pumping, which it is. But when you have it like this, it kind of feels like it's just swooping in. So the sub bass is fading in, but this one is kind of gradually coming in, and it makes you think that the sub is doing the same thing. And so it kind of tricks your ear into thinking that the sub bass is present the entire time. It's doing what it's doing, instead of it just being a kick, but in reality it's the top bass that's doing it. And since they follow the same melody, your brain assumes that the sub is there at all times. I think that's pretty much it on how to sidechain. So that's how you would do it. People use compressors. I'm not a fan of compressors because, so let's just say I put a compressor on here. I put a compressor, turn off the LFO tool, sidechain, drop kick group. Where is it? Drop kick group. And then you bring down the threshold. Let's see how this sounds. my view preset here. So this view preset is just a preset I made. It's just so I can see what's going on. It's like an oscilloscope. So there's no volume automation happening. It's at 0%, and this blue thing is all the way down so I can cleanly see it. It just shows me what's going on. So let's check it out. So it doesn't completely get rid of it. I mean, I could take it down all the way and see that now it just, see what happened to it. It tries to completely get rid of the bass, and then it just sounds weird here. It doesn't even reach full volume again. So it sounds okay from here when I don't have it all the way down. But again, it doesn't get rid of all the bass. There's some phasing going on here, not a lot, but I mean, it's just a lot better to do this one to get it to sound as clean as possible. So this is a lot cleaner than how it was before. So I recommend LFO tool for sidechaining, especially on bass, to really make sure it's out of the way and it's clean, no phasing going on, you have no problems. I use LFO tool for my leads as well. This is the sidechain I have on the lead. Goes away when the kick, right on the punch of the kick, and then it kind of fades in pretty quickly. Again, because you don't have sub bass, there's no real sub in the lead. It's mostly mid-range and high-end. You don't need to sidechain it that heavy. I think that's pretty much it. I also have some chords here, which sidechain on the chords is, yeah, so it's not all the way, it just kind of comes in. That's pretty much it. And there's just some white noise crashes there. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments, and see you guys next time. Bye.